Hi, welcome to Taste This TV. I'm Chef Joe Seminary here in Brooklyn, finding the Brooklyn Italian Gem restaurant. We found it here on Court Street. We're going to step inside the Marco Polo restaurant, established in 1983. They're whipping up classic Italian dishes with a nouveau twist. Let's taste. So I'm here with Marco. Marco, the executive chef at Marco Polo restaurant here in Brooklyn. Incredible place. And we're going to get started on a signature dish that you're going to demo for us, right? And what's the name of this dish?
It's called fettuccine noce, and it's actually a homemade fettuccine pasta made with walnuts and chestnuts.
And that's something that here at Marco Polo, you say you're known for, is the fresh pastas.
Yes, we're known for our fresh pastas. One of my signature dishes is fettuccine al vino rosso, which is actually made fettuccine made with red wine.
Is that boiled in the red wine?
Oh, the pasta is actually made with the red wine. So, and that one we do actually do table side. So if you come on the weekends or weekdays, you ask for that pasta, we actually make it table side. This one's a little more modern twist to it. I kind of wanted to do something different, let people know, more seasonal also. So we came up with this dish, and then the sauce is actually made with radicchio and gorgonzola.
Nice, very nice.
All right.
So what do you do to get started?
All right, so one, I'm going to do, we also have a gluten-free pasta. So,
which is a big thing. Yeah, I'm a gluten-free freak myself.
So I'm going to drop the fettuccine pasta in first. This pasta is actually pasta made with the chestnuts and walnuts. And you see the color is very nice. Okay, so I'm going to drop this one off. All right.
And now you kind of dredge the flours. Is that semolina flour?
Semolina, yep, and then chestnut flour also.
Oh,
mix a little
nice.
bit of both.
Give it a nice flavor, right?
Yep. So this is actually the sauce. This sauce is actually made with fresh radicchio,
right?
Little gorgonzola, salt.
Is that in a blender? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, got
so
it. So it all goes in a blender.
Yeah.
It looks like this with a touch of cream in there at all?
Yep, a little touch of cream. Yep.
Okay, got it.
You know, because gorgonzola is known to be a little strong. So the reason why I use radicchio is actually to cut down the strongness of the cheese and add a little cream just to lighten up the taste. There you go.
I love gorgonzola too. I think it enhances anything you put into it.
It has great flavor, and and that cheese, you know, you're eating gorgonzola.
Wow, smell it already. So what's the hardest part being a chef here, creating dishes?
You know, you want to keep up with today's age.
Right.
Because today now the most popular thing nowadays is healthy dishes, lighter dishes.
Try to
nobody
appeal
wants
to everyone.
Yeah, nobody wants to eat a dish and just be like, have to walk around the block with 20 times. You know?
Exactly. No,
They want to eat a dish and make it to dessert and enjoy the rest of the meal.
A lot of people are realizing too, you know, even like you said, gluten-free items can be a bit more on the healthier side, and people being conscious of that. Now, you're classically trained, is that it?
Yep. From school, I went to Johnson Wales for about 4 years. And then, obviously, my mother and my father taught me.
Yeah, the School of Hard Knocks is the best teacher. So pasta goes right into the sauce.
Yep. So you want to let it soak up a little bit?
Right.
All right. All right. So what I want to do now is add a little cheese.
Perfect.
A little cheese here. Okay. And if you want to pass me the dish.
Looks absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Looks great. Sauce really holds on to the pasta. I think there's a lot of places make that mistake, right? It's like soupy, it's watery.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because, you know, you kill the pasta.
Exactly.
Fresh pasta, homemade pasta, you want to actually taste the pasta. You want to, you know, ruin the taste. And you want to have a balance between all the flavors.
Perfect.
Okay.
Looks fantastic.
So this was mine.
Okay, perfect.
All right, and then you pass me another dish. And this one is actually yours.
And this is the gluten-free.
Yep.
You know, with a real gluten-free pasta, and being a pasta eater for years, you know, with regular white flour, semolina flour, I can tell you, if you find a good one, there's really not much of a difference if the sauce is really good.
Yeah. This pasta is one of my favorite. I eat actually this pasta some days a week because it tastes good. It doesn't taste like anything different from regular pasta.
Right.
And this is actually brought in from Italy.
Very nice. And you notice how the chef is twirling the pasta. He's not just slapping it into the plate.
All right. All right.
Oh,
This one you're gonna enjoy, okay? And then last but not least, some little walnuts on top.
Very nice. Nice touch. Chef, why don't you say we take these two dishes, some other classic signature dishes, and eat at the table?
Of course. Thank
Let's do it. So, father and son team here at Marco Polo. How does it happen? How do you not grab each other's throats at the end of the
No, we get along pretty good. Actually, Marco grew up in this restaurant. I opened this Marco Polo 30 years ago.
30 years.
So Marco, the whole way loves this kind of business. All the way he grew up in the restaurant. Since he was 12 years old, he would try to come here and playing back, boss boy here in the door. And then he loves the kitchen. What happened when he finished his high school, he went to college, he went to a culinary school at Johnson & Wales, Rhode Island. Since he came from this culinary school, he took over the kitchen here in Marco Polo.
Good. So now you have a strong person back there.
Now that's I'm okay.
That's one
Now I
last
have
stretch.
front of the house, back of the house, cover it.
That's great. And how many places are actually in business after 30 years? Not many. So that's saying something about the food, which we're going to try right now. Starting with, I guess, Chef, take us through what I mean, even though they've seen us kind of cooking it, take us through the dish here a little bit.
This one is one of our specialty dishes. Every season I like to change up one homemade pasta. Obviously yours is gluten-free. This one is a homemade fettuccine made with chestnut and walnuts with a radicchio and gorgonzola sauce.
I will say, you know, talking about gluten-free pasta, a lot of people have it on the menu, but a lot of times it's not what it should be. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Doesn't break.
Yep.
Tastes like pasta. It absorbs the sauce perfect. Now, another thing that I want to talk about that I love, but we don't get much, is the octopus. What's your secret on that?
What I love, this is a Portuguese octopus. People love it grilled. Any other style,
Yeah, I love
you know,
it
not
grilled, too.
too many people like it, but like grilled is one of my favorites. And seasonally, I like to play around in the summertime. We have it with grilled cantaloupe and with the grilled octopus over it. And then for the winter time, I kind of change it up a little bit with finger potatoes, celery, sauteed with red onions and white wine. So I try to mix up
I
a
like
little
these
bit of different
potatoes
flavors.
here.
Yeah.
Gives it kind of a good,
Yeah.
wow. There's only a couple of places, you're right, that do the grilling thing right. This is definitely one of them.
Now over here is one of our appetizers starters. This summer we had actually a salad with pantanella salad with the baked ricotta.
Oh, yeah,
So-
how'd that work out?
Oh, excellent. It was a very nice. Fresh cherry tomatoes because the season for them. So the wintertime I kind of switched it up because everybody loved the salad. So I made a baked ricotta with portobello inside. And the sauce, I kind of made a smoked tomato sauce with it to actually go blend nice together, a little more balance
Very
with
good.
everything.
Perfectly seasoned.
This is grilled prawns. And one of our dishes from the summer also, we had a black risotto with the shrimp and arugula. So it's pretty good.
Very good.
Thank
Good
you.
touch.
Thank you.
A nice look appeal, too.
Yeah, and it's not too heavy either.
How'd you like this combination with the
Very good,
black
very good.
risotto?
You know, you get the seafood taste from the shrimp and the beans and the risotto. I'm sorry, the risotto kind of mellows it out a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of takes it, and the texture is nice too.
Yeah.
It's not overcooked, but yeah, it's not undercooked. This is perfect. Well, guys, thanks for having me here. It was an
Thank you.
absolute pleasure.
Salute and
Salute.
look, Joe, thank you. Nice having you here.
Thank you
at
for
Marco
having me.
Polo, and I hope you enjoy everything. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Head over
Thank
to
you.
Marco Polo Restaurant here in Brooklyn, folks, and enjoy some of this wonderful classic yet nouveau cuisine. Hi, welcome to Taste This TV. Today we're going to get started on some great dishes. On the set today, Ray Cooney.
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Good. All the way from Firehouse Kitchen. Now, Firehouse Kitchen is Ray's show, and it could be seen. It's going to be seen widely at this point. Tell us a little bit about what it is.
Well, everyone loves.
You're a firefighter.
I'm a firefighter. I'm a retired New York City firefighter. I'm also currently a Bayport volunteer firefighter. And Firehouse Kitchen is a show where we go around to local firehouses and we cook firehouse meals. We find out a lot about firehouse life, the shenanigans that go on in firehouses.
absolutely.
But you know, we love putting out fires. The main thing about I think about being a fireman is what are we having for dinner? You know?
Exactly.
You know,
They eat. And everybody knows they eat. And what's really good about having you on the show is in case there's a fire, we're backed up. You got us covered.
Yeah, we got you covered. Yeah, I'll put it out with my apron. Yeah.
So we're going to do a lot of things. Ray's going to assist. We're going to talk a little bit about what firemen eat. That'll be a good topic today. And we'll sort of make our way around with the topic of sourdough. Well, we're going to do a couple of things with the sourdough. We got our panini press, which is back here. And we have our dough, our sourdough. Man, that's hot.
I think we got a fire going over
Yeah,
here.
we got a fire. We got sourdough right here. And what we're going to be doing is making loaves of bread, baking them in the oven, and making paninis out of the steak that we have. So let's do that first, Ray. I'm going to cut. Let's cut 2.
Okay.
And this will be good enough to do. I love sourdough. Kind of got into it. And we made some bread today. Ray is a really good bread maker, so he's made one long loaf.
Yeah, I get busted a lot in the firehouse whenever I say I'm baking bread.
And another, and sourdough bread, another form of
bread.
rising technique.
Guys always ask for a steak.
We got a little bit of chili oil down here. We're gonna put our bread. This is gonna bake up like a loaf, and then we're gonna press it down again. And Ray, if I could just actually put that in the oven up
Sure.
there.
You got it.
And what we're gonna do is, yeah, top one is good. Yeah. We're gonna get started on our risotto. That's gonna be accompanied this steak. We'll start off with some butter. And we'll also put some oil in. Just throw in a little garlic, fresh garlic.
Fresh garlic always makes everything better. More butter, more garlic,
More butter,
better the
more
taste.
garlic. I like a little olive oil in a twist, just so things don't burn.
The average mashed potatoes we make in the firehouse is we use a pound of butter.
A whole pound of butter.
We'll use a pound of butter. Oh yeah, and it's it's like heart attack potatoes. But,
Really?
Hey, we got to fight fires. We need our butter.
I mean, firefighters eat really well.
We do. We eat well.
What is that, budget, or is it about people who are cooking it?
It all depends on the guys who are cooking it. You know, some guys will cook very healthy, and some guys will cook just for taste.
Interesting, very interesting. So we got our risotto. We're going down. Ray, if I could ask you to assist in rubbing that steak. Here's a mixture of chipotle powder, paprika powder, cayenne pepper, rosemary, a little bit of my own special blend. And then I got some of this cracked black pepper rub, which I like to use. Cracked black pepper, melange peppercorn. I'm going to put that first, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And then you can kind of put yours on top. And the basis of cooking our flank steak today is really to slice and put inside the panini, and then we're going to press that down.
Hey, it's got a little smoky in here, Joe.
Get a little smoky in here. Did you bring your fire extinguisher? Now, do firemen carry around a fire extinguisher with themselves or no?
Well, one man, when we go into a fire, there's somebody called the can man, and he brings in the fire extinguisher and he brings in a hook. And then you'll have our irons. The irons are the guys who force the doors open, and then we go into a room and we search. And then we have our outside team, who's the guys who goes to the roof. He opens the roof, make sure it's vented. And then we have an outside vent man who breaks the windows to make sure it gets vented.
Dangerous job.
Open the windows. We try not to break the windows. Dangerous job. And then we get in there, we find the fire, and the engine comes in and puts it out.
So there's a lot involved.
There's a lot involved. A lot involved in the firehouse.
I'm going to fill this up with a little bit of water.
There you go.
Okay. You could use wine, you could use white wine, you could use water, you could use cream, you could use, I wouldn't recommend milk, but you want to turn this into a dessert, you could add ice cream. All right, so we're going to let that cook down. We rub this pretty good, right?
Yep, that's rubbed in.
What we're going to do is spray a little bit of this chili oil on. Just a little bit on one side. This way when we turn this baby on and grill it, we're looking good. And we'll just put that down like that. We'll put this down as well. And I like to oil the other side as well. Just so we're keeping the meat as tender as possible, flavorful. I like the chili oil because it's flavored already.
A little spicy.
Yeah, it's not as like overpowering. This stuff is really what'll take it to the next level, but it'll give it kind of that pepper kind of taste with it. So we'll put that over the top as well.
Beautiful.
Now, how's our bread doing?
Let's check it out. Should be starting to rise. Look at that.
Now, this is a simple, quick, baked panini that we're doing here. You could go to the store and buy yourself fresh bread. We got so much heat on that steak, I'm coughing, dying. But you want it to the point where it's not fully cooked.
Okay.
You know, because you want it a bit airy inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish it on that press with even more oil. So
Yeah, we're trying
that's
not
what it
too
looks
much.
like. All right. I'm going to cut this around. Now, some people can take out some of the bread inside. I don't, just because
Fireman, we
a
wouldn't.
sandwich. What's that?
But that would be frowned upon in the firehouse.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. Now, what about cooking healthy in the fire department?
Oh, there are guys who, I like to watch what I eat. I like to cook healthy, so I'll tone it down. I actually have a famous tuna that I make for everybody for lunch. They used to call it my blue glove tuna.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I would take the EMS gloves, I'd wash them, and they're blue, the EMS gloves, and that's how I'd make the tuna fish. And the guys would come in the kitchen and be like, "Oh my God, you're using the EMS gloves?" It's very clean, it's just a regular pair of rubber gloves, but so picture these blue gloves with tuna fish all over them. It was my famous blue glove tuna, nice relish. I used to put a little celery, lemon juice, and it was really good.
Ray, how are we doing on that? Can you give
We're
us
doing good. Now, actually, my sauce was my specialty.
Is that over pasta? Or?
Oh, we do pasta, we do linguine, we do anything. Put over chicken cutlets for chicken palm, anything.
I heard you guys even eating lobster in there.
Oh, yeah, we get
lobster
lobster.
tails.
You know what it is? It's we all pool our money together, and then we'll go out and we buy the meal. We actually take the fire truck to the supermarket. We go in, we shop in our bunker gear in case there is a fire. Okay,
Right.
So we have to run out and go. But we'll pick out, and those are the funniest conversations. A lot of things in Firehouse Kitchen, my show, is we actually take the rig to the firehouse, we take the rig from the firehouse to the supermarket. We shop. I remember one time we were shopping for steaks, and I'm like, "Yeah, let's have steak tonight." Another guy yells out, "No, let's have a beef brisket." And I was like, "A beef brisket?
Oh, yeah.
I just said we're gonna have steak."
Yeah.
But depends on what guys like and what they're
That's the
doing.
thing. How many guys do you have to choose from?
Usually it's one. It's an engine and a truck working, and my house had a battalion in it, so it's between 15 guys, but only 6 guys would make the decision. 6 guys had it. So the engine 1 month.
I would
truck
suppose
1 month.
too, if you're cooking good, people are like this. Let him cook what he wants to do. It comes out good anyway.
No.
not really
Everybody
like
wants a shot at the
It's
title.
not like the restaurant industry, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking
Everybody
some raw
wants a
onions.
shot.
I'm throwing them on the grill as well.
Sure. But I have a funny story about my sauce.
Go ahead, tell it.
I made my sauce one time, and that night, like 7 guys in the firehouse got stomach throwing out everything.
Really?
And so now my death sauce, that was Cooney's death sauce, had nothing to do with my sauce. It was stomach virus that went around the firehouse. But now since that happened
Now, how
that
do you
night,
prove that though? People start yakking and.
well, I was okay. I didn't. My sauce was fine. And
Maybe they say you didn't taste your own cooking.
yeah. But then a couple guys actually a few days later came down with the same stomach bug. But still, from this day on, it's my death sauce, my Cooney's death sauce. So I was like never allowed to make sauce again in the
So
firehouse.
they eat at the same time or no?
We all eat at the same time. A lot of laughs around the table.
Yeah.
We drill a lot while we talk about like maybe a fire that was the night before. We'll talk about different kinds of operations that are going on, and then we also talk about what's the news, what's going on with our contracts in the firehouse, everything that's going on. I've been retired now for a few years, so I'm not totally up to swing on what's going on in the New York City Fire Department. But I'm still involved. Still talk to the guys a lot.
Right.
And it's a good time. I miss the New York City Fire Department very much.
What about sandwiches, Ray? You get into sandwiches?
Yeah, we get really big into sandwiches. Chicken palm sandwich is probably number 1. I always like to make more of like a stromboli.
Right.
If you want to call that a sandwich wrapped.
Okay.
But sandwiches are huge. There's a place in Queens that we used to go to. This place called Sal's, Sal and Chris's, that used to make the sandwich called the Bomb. It was $5. It had every kind of meat on it that you could do, and it's still right there. It's in Astoria, Sal and Chris's, and it's a huge cop and fireman place.
Really?
Yeah, and we love Sal and
I
Chris's.
love the name alone.
The
All right,
Bomb.
so putting this meat right back on that seasoning, and I'm flipping these onions over. All right, now these onions are getting nice. The steaks go back on.
This looks really good.
Looking good. I'm going to wipe this up here. There's no cross-contamination. Our knife as well. Perfect. Now we got our bread that we did before. We'll leave that here. And we give our steak just another minute, because you said you like it a little rare, right?
A little red. So how long you been cooking, Joe?
Too long.
Too long.
Too long. Yeah, too long. But you know what? If you love to eat, you love to cook.
That's it.
You know? All right, so I'm mixing all this around. I'm going to put this right on the bread. Now, what would you say, Ray? Firefighters, steak eaters or fish?
Oh, steak eaters.
For sure, right?
Yeah, you got to ask if you're if you're having fish, and there's a detail in the house. The detail's a fireman from another firehouse. You're supposed to ask if they like fish, because not every man eats fish. Every once in a while, we'll get a vegetarian, and
How
yeah,
dare they?
they're no fun.
How dare they?
As you would say, boring, but it's.
What about gluten-free?
Yeah, you know, it's we're firefighters. You know, we're manly men. You know, I think gluten-free is good. I try to stay away from the glutes a little bit.
I do too. That's you know, it's good to get involved.
But it's you know, we're cooking for 15 guys at a time, and you know, we're at the local supermarket. It's hard to take gluten-free into consideration for some of these guys.
All right, now we put cheese on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna put our bread on top. Now you really got to go crazy with the oil here. Let's talk about oil on the bottom. And it's gonna get a bit smoky in here, so.
That's right. I'm used to
It's
it.
not smoky. Yeah, exactly. If it's not smoky, it's not right. That's why I picked this theme for you, because when you hear that sizzle, that's what I'm talking about. That's a panini. We'll put another one on here. Don't worry about getting this thing a little crazy dirty, because that's a panini. This is a garlic spray oil, folks, that I'm using. Give it extra flavor. And like I said, this is similar to what's called a pan bagna in France, which is this style of sandwich that they put so much olive oil on it, like grease drips down your elbows. It's just real serious. All right, Ray, so to recap, we got our risotto, right? Real quick, easy. Put some garlic in there. Put some walnuts, some cheese. That always kind of binds it together, some flavoring, some juices. And then we got our salad, which is quick and easy. And the bread's pretty simple. Sourdough bread.
Mm-hmm.
Make the dough. You saw how quick it takes to rise. Yeah. Come out, slice it open. Let it cool for a little bit. That's an important part, because you don't want the bread to really be soggy. Now, the steaks we had on the grill, we sliced it really thin. We put back on there with some onions. We just took some red onions in this case, but you could use white or whatever onions you have. You could do shallots. Right back on the grill, right in the bread. Delicious panini, crisp.
Yeah, and what's good about sourdough is if you have a little sourdough and you mix it with regular dough, it all turns to sourdough in a few days.
Exactly.
You let it go.
Ray, thanks for being on Taste
thanks
This
for having
TV.
me, Joseph.
Appreciate it.
I can't wait to eat.
Excellent. Well, we're going to enjoy this wonderful food. Thank you all at home for watching another fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Seminary. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.